Humanity loves comfort, Wi-Fi, pizza delivery, not being eaten by wild animals. Yet for fun, we crawl into the darkest, dampest holes on Earth and call it adventure. Why? Maybe we're bored of beach resorts. Or maybe we just like to make vacations as difficult as possible. Enter cave tourism, mud, bats, and the ever-present fear of getting lost. Vietnam is a global hotspot for this. Caves everywhere. Some so big you could throw a music festival inside. It's a whole world beneath our feet waiting to be explored or more likely, stumbled through. So join me on this journey into the abyss, figuratively from your couch, which is honestly the smarter way. We'll explore why Vietnam's caves pull us in, laugh at the brochures and question our sanity, and maybe, just maybe, we'll understand why people emerge from these dark holes covered in grime saying, "That was the best experience of my life." Spoiler, it's probably just relief. Because nothing says holiday like voluntary discomfort. We'll see what makes these geological wonders irresistible. And why after all the mud and bats people keep coming back for more. So, ready to dive in? Let's go. No helmet required, you can keep your snacks handy. We'll keep the existential dread to a minimum. Let's find out what's really lurking in the dark, and why we keep going back for another look. Welcome to the world of Vietnamese caves. Don't worry, you won't need a flashlight. Son Doong isn't just a cave, it's the heavyweight champ of underground spaces. It's so massive it has its own jungle, river and clouds. Yes, clouds. You don't just stroll in, you need a permit, a guide and probably a small loan. Tours are exclusive, numbers are limited partly for preservation, partly for bragging rights. The photos? Epic. Sunbeams slicing through darkness, caverns the size of cathedrals. It's journey to the center of the earth, minus the dinosaurs probably. They say it's life-changing. Days underground, cut off from the world, humbled by sheer scale. You might emerge vowing never to leave your apartment again or suddenly appreciating shopping malls. The cave's size is meant to make you feel small, like finding an extra McNugget, but on a geological scale. And when you get out, instant bragging rights. Oh, you went to Paris? Cute. I was in a cave with its own weather. Is it worth the price of a used car and a week of feeling like a lost ant? For some, absolutely. For others, a good documentary will do. You get the awe, minus the bat guano. Son Doong is the ultimate cave flex. It's not for everyone, but it's unforgettable. If you want a story no one else can top, this is it. Just remember, the cave always wins. And you'll never look at a regular hole in the ground the same way again. Boom, conversation over. Son Doong is for the hardcore. For the rest of us, there's Phong Nha Cave. It's the accessible cousin. Famous, beautiful, and you get to float in on a boat. Sounds romantic, right? Until the bats show up. The rock formations are impressive, lit up for maximum drama. Your guide points out shapes. That's a lion, that's a Buddha. You squint. Mostly it's just rock. It's serene. Until you get a souvenir from above. Bat droppings, the cave's way of saying hello. Consider it a blessing from the cave spirits, or just a reminder that nature has a sense of humor. Despite the occasional aerial bombardment, Phong Nha is genuinely stunning. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason. Vast, ancient, and humbling. For a moment, you forget you're in a giant, dark hole with strangers and a high probability of bat-related incidents. It's the kind of beauty that makes you feel wonderfully insignificant. And that's a nice break from everyday stress. You leave with stories, photos, and maybe a new appreciation for hats. Phong Nha is adventure, minus the bankruptcy. It's the cave for the rest of us. And yes, you'll probably want to wash your hair afterward. But you'll have a story worth telling, almost worth the bat droppings. Vietnam's caves aren't just about the headliners, there's a whole cast of underground characters. Paradise Cave sounds magical, but it's really a spectacular stone cathedral at the end of a very long staircase. You'll get your steps in, trust me. Hang In Cave? You can camp inside, surrounded by thousands of swallows. It's epic, if you can sleep through the bird symphony. Bring earplugs, industrial strength. Then there's Hang Toy or Dark Cave, the action hero of the bunch. Zipline to the entrance, kayak, then plunge into a mud bath in total darkness. You emerge looking like a swamp creature but weirdly happy. There's something liberating about embracing the mess. These caves each offer their own flavor of adventure, from awe-inspiring beauty to muddy obstacle course. It's an underground kingdom, some majestic, some just plain bizarre, but all promise an experience you won't forget. Mostly because you'll be finding mud in odd places for weeks, or because your photos will be legendary. Vietnam's caves. Choose your own adventure and your own level of grime. Whether you want beauty, birds, or mud, there's a cave for you. Just don't expect to stay clean, or dry, but you will have a story. Travel brochures and Instagram make Vietnam's caves look like fantasy worlds. Ethereal light, crystal rivers, explorers in spotless gear. Reality check: that perfect sunbeam lasts 5 minutes, and the river's only clear if it hasn't rained. You're sweating, your hair's a mess, and you're mostly focused on not slipping. The glossy photos never show the fumbling with headlamps or the panic when you realize how dark really is. The real cave experience is muddy knees, damp clothes, and the quiet triumph of not face planting. It's the ultimate catfish, lured in by beauty, delivered a side of grit and grime. But that's what makes it memorable. The adventure is real, raw, and unpolished. You don't get good stories from perfect trips, you get them from the messy bits in between. The cave lures you in with promises of epic selfies, and yes, the beauty is there, but so is the mud. And honestly, that's why you'll remember it. The best stories come from the chaos, so embrace the mess, and don't trust the brochure. Vietnamese caves aren't just pretty, they're interactive obstacle courses. Slippery rocks, ancient slime, and the ever-present risk of landing on your backside. Bats? They're the welcoming committee, sometimes swooping just close enough to keep you on edge. The darkness is absolute, your headlamp carves out a tiny bubble of light, the rest is pure void. Imagination runs wild. Was that a rock or a giant spider? Probably a rock. Probably. Humidity? It's like a steam room in hiking boots. You're damp within minutes, your camera fogs up, your clothes cling. It's nature's free, slightly uncomfortable spa treatment. You emerge feeling cleansed or just sticky. Every step is a gamble, every corner a new surprise. The cave tests your balance, your nerves, and your sense of humor. It's a fine line between adventure and slapstick, but that's half the fun. You'll never appreciate sunshine more, or dry socks. The cave gives, and the cave takes away, mostly your dignity, but also your stress. You're never alone in these caves. You've got a guide, your lifeline to daylight. These local legends know every twist and turn, which is comforting when you're lost after the first bend. Communication is creative. Very beautiful, careful, follow me. And you do, because every tunnel looks the same after a while. Sometimes the guide's English is limited, but their confidence is universal. Danger, maybe rock fall down, or maybe no. Comforting, right? Still, you trust the person with the bigger flashlight. They spot creatures you'd never see, share stories when language allows, and make sure you don't become a permanent cave resident. They're the unsung heroes of the caving world. Even if you suspect they're taking the scenic route for their own amusement, you nod sagely at their wisdom. Many rock, water make long time. Yes, indeed, water rocks long time, you get the gist. The guides make the experience richer, even if you only understand half of what's said. Trust them, they know the way out, and they'll get you back to daylight, one way or another. Just follow the flashlight. Still want to explore Vietnam's caves? Here's some hard-earned advice. Wear shoes with the grip of a mountain goat and the waterproofing of a submarine. Waterproof is optimistic. Embrace the damp and bring a dry change of clothes. Someone will ask about Wi-Fi. Stare at them. You're inside a mountain. The only connection here is with your inner claustrophobia. Don't bother posting selfies until you see daylight. A sense of humor is more essential than your headlamp. Things will go wrong, you'll slip, you'll get mud in places mud shouldn't be. Your guide will say, just a little further, for the 5th time. Laugh it off, it's all part of the story. The best memories come from the mishaps, and you'll have a much better story later, especially the part where you thought you saw Gollum, but it was just another tourist. Embrace the chaos, survive the mud, and remember, it's all temporary, except the photos. After all the mud, bats, and existential questions, why do we do it? Bragging rights. Let's be honest. I explored the world's largest cave beats I binge-watched baking shows every time. You get to drop phrases like karst formations and subterranean ecosystem. Your friends will be impressed, or at least pretend to be. The photos are gold, you looking intrepid, the cave looking majestic. #adventure, #survived. The likes pour in, validating your questionable choices. It's the modern dragon's head, less blood, more Gore-Tex. You emerge into sunlight, tired, dirty, and changed. You've faced the abyss and come out the other side. You've seen things few people ever will, and you have a story, a really good story. In the end, that's what travel is about. That and finding a shower as fast as possible. Adventure achieved. Now where's that soapbox?